Mr. President, I'm pleased to join Senator Murray on the floor today to stand up for America's women, because it's time for a tough conversation about the economics of being a woman. I applaud her leadership, and I am very pleased she's bringing the women of the Senate to the floor today. Women are working hard, earning their own way, and supporting their families, but they aren't getting the same pay, the same security, or the same respect. Take a look at the minimum wage. 2 out of every 3 minimum wage workers is a woman. Women make up about 3/4 of all tipped minimum wage workers. A woman who works the minimum wage can work full-time, and yet she won't earn enough to keep herself and a baby out of poverty. Minimum wage workers have not received a wage increase in 7 years. This is bad for women, and it doesn't reflect America's values. CEOs got raises, managers got raises, but the women who cook and clean and care for our children are still stuck at the same $7.25 an hour they earned 7 years ago. Now, we could change this. If Congress would pass a bill to raise the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour, more than 15 million women and their families would have more economic security. But Republicans have blocked this bill. They say they care about women, but they won't help the women who earn minimum wage. Or consider equal pay for equal work. I can't believe I'm saying this in 2014, but women still earn, on average, only 77 cents to the dollar that their male colleagues earn. Bloomberg analyzed the census data to find that 99.6% of jobs, women get paid less than men. That's not an accident, that's discrimination. And today, if a woman wonders if she's being paid the same as the guys are getting, she can, in some jobs, get fired just for asking. This is bad for women, and it doesn't reflect America's values. Now, we could change this by passing Senator Barbara Mikulski's Paycheck Fairness Act, a law that would make sure that women don't get fired just for asking what the guy down the hall is getting paid. But Republicans have blocked this bill. They say they care about women, but won't help the women who do the same work as a man but get paid less. And consider health care. Before the Affordable Care Act was passed in 2009, some insurance companies charged women higher premiums simply because they were women. Some insurance policies refused to cover preventive services for women like mammograms and cervical cancer screenings. Pregnancy costs could be excluded, and birth control coverage could be left out. In other words, affordable women's health took a back seat to the profits of insurance companies. But now we have the Affordable Care Act. We have the Affordable Care Act, and women pay the same insurance rates as men. We have the Affordable Care Act, and women get free coverage for mammograms and birth control. We have the Affordable Care Act, and women can worry a little less about whether health problems will land them in bankruptcy. And where are the Republicans? Well, they want to repeal Obamacare. The House has now voted more than 50 times to repeal Obamacare, and the Senate Republicans have come to the floor day after day to demand that Obamacare be done away with. The Republicans say they care about women, but they won't help women pay for health care or get the full medical coverage they need at a price they can afford. Women are working hard, earning their own way and supporting their families, and they're entitled to the same pay, the same security, and the same respect as men. Policies like these, minimum wage, equal pay, and the Affordable Care Act, provide a measure of equality, better security, and some basic respect. Republicans want to block or repeal all three. Women aren't asking for special deals. They just want a fair shot at building lives for themselves and their families. And the women of the Senate, the Democratic women of the Senate, are ready to fight the Republicans to make sure that women across this country have their fair shot. I want to thank Senator Murray for her leadership in fighting for real economic equality for women.